Bilal, I'm done with Roblox for today. I'm gonna have a break. What? Come on, let's just play one more round. Ruqayya, please.
No, we'll play tomorrow. Let's watch some TV. I feel like watching Teen Titans. Oh man, I've seen all the episodes. Nothing good ever comes on.
I know what you mean. That's why I think we should play Roblox. Please, Ruqayya.
Oh gosh, today's our fourth Imam's birthday, Bilal.
Who's our fourth Imam?
Are you serious? It's Imam Sajjad As. Come on, let's find a program on him. Let's see. This remote is so glitchy. Oh gosh. Ah, here we go.
Imam Sajjad alayhi salam is our fourth Imam. He was born on the 5th of Sha'ban. His dad is our third Imam and his mum named Shahrbanu or Shahzanan. She was the daughter of the last Persian king. His mum passed away when he was only a few days old, so he was brought up by his dad, Imam Hussein alayhi salam.
Bilal, did you know Sajjad means the one who prostrates a lot? He does lots of sujuds. He had this name as he was always praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there's another title, I forgot the name, what was it? Oh yes, Zain al-Abidin, which means the adornment of the worshippers. Which means he's like the pride of the worshippers. We should be so proud of him.
Oh, Ruqayya, you're so clever. Okay, come on, press play.
Imam Sajjad alayhi salam was 22 years old on Ashura in Karbala. He looked up to his dad so much. On the way to Karbala, Imam alayhi salam caught an illness, and in those days, they didn't have the type of medicines we have today, so he got more and more ill, and when they reached Karbala, Imam Sajjad was now very ill and going in and out of consciousness.
Bilal, can you imagine how Imam Sajjad alayhi salam felt when all his brothers and cousins were fighting for his dad on Ashura, but he couldn't help his dad because of how ill he was? He wanted to help so much, but his illness stopped him. It's so sad.
People used to ask Imam Sajjad alayhi salam, "What was the hardest part for you?" He replied, "Sham, Sham, Sham." That means they must have tortured the family of Imam Hussein alayhi salam in Sham so much that it was harder than burying his own father. The people in Sham were tricked by Yazid's army in thinking that these people he had chained up were bad people. He made everyone think that he was doing a good thing in chaining them up. People would pour boiling water on Imam Sajjad alayhi salam when he was chained on the streets, as they thought he was bad. Bibi Zainab alayhi salam and Imam Sajjad alayhi salam would explain to people, "We are the family of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam." People would be shocked, and some people would apologize. Imam Sajjad alayhi salam gave an amazing sermon, which is like a lecture, in the court of Yazid in front of all the people. It scared Yazid that all his followers would change to become followers of Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. So he stopped Imam talking by getting someone to recite the adhan. When it got to the part of Ashhadu an la Muhammadan Rasulullah, Imam Sajjad alayhi salam said in front of everyone, "Yazid, is this Muhammad my granddad or your granddad? If he is yours, then you are lying. If he is mine, then why would you kill my dad in Karbala?"
Ruqayya, did Imam Sajjad alayhi salam die in Karbala as well? Was he martyred? No, Bilal. Remember, he was too ill to fight. After Imam Hussein alayhi salam and the others were martyred by the horrid Yazid's army, Imam Sajjad alayhi salam and the women were chained to camels and taken in the hot desert and put in prison.
Oh no, that's so sad.
Remember, Imam Sajjad alayhi salam was the Imam now. He was the Imam for about 30 years. Do you know what he did in these 30 years? He reformed Islam. He had Yazid ruling the Muslims, so he had to ensure that the true Islam would stay strong and that there were people who knew the truth about Islam. The Arabs were very stubborn and most of them were scared of going against Yazid. Imam Sajjad alayhi salam had a great idea of how to get Muslims following the true Islam. He would get lots and lots of servants to come live with him. He would then teach them about the true Islam. They would then teach this to their families, and so on. Slowly, slowly, Imam Sajjad's message would be spread.
Oh, that is such a good idea. It's a bit like Chinese whispers. You tell one person something, they tell someone else, they tell someone else, and it goes on. Yes, Bilal, something like that.
Story time! Once Imam Sajjad alayhi salam called out to one of his servants. The servant didn't come. Imam alayhi salam called his name again. He didn't come. He called again. You've guessed it, he didn't come again. Until the fourth time the servant came. Imam said, "What's happened? Are you okay? Did you not hear me?" The man said, "I did hear you, but I wanted to feel the mercy of you, O Imam." "What do you mean?" said the Imam. "Well, our previous masters that we worked for would shout at us, especially if we did not answer them straight away. But you are looking at me with so much kindness, and I didn't even answer you straight away." This shows us that Imam alayhi salam treated his servants like friends. Imam Sajjad treated his servants like friends, but more like his students. Once he would teach them about the Ahlul Bayt, he would send them out to town and say, "Go to the people and tell them about Islam. Tell them about the Ahlul Bayt." Sometimes the servants would come back and Imam alayhi salam would say, "How did it go today? What did the people say?" The servants would reply, "Today, not such a good day. The elders are not listening to us." Imam would reply, "Leave the elders for now. Go to the youth. Go to the young people."
Bilal, did you know that Imam Sajjad alayhi salam wrote a book of du'as called Sahifa Sajjadiyah? This is a book we use today, and it contains du'as for everything. A dua for when someone's ill, a dua for when you want to improve your personality, like your akhlaq, when you want to become a good boy, when you are scared, when you want children, a dua if you're finding something hard, like your schoolwork or an assessment. There's so many duas. In fact, Imam Sajjad alayhi salam would say, dua is the weapon of the believer. Dua is the light of the heaven and the earth. Ooh, Ruqayya, is it like a Nerf gun? Are duas like Nerf guns? They shoot away all the bad things and they protect you from bad things too? Yes, Bilal, duas are like Nerf guns, I guess. Those carrots you keep eating are giving you a wild imagination.
Imam Sajjad alayhi salam also wrote a book called Risalatul Hukuk, the Book of Rights. This book mentions everyone and everything has a right. For example, your mum has a right to be respected as she carried you in her tummy for so long and looked after you as a baby. Your body parts have rights too. Your lips have rights that you do not talk bad about other people or are rude using your lips and tongue. Guess what? Babies have rights too.
Ooh, Boss Baby! I love that movie. Ruqayya, can I ask you a question? We never really hear about Imam Sajjad alayhi salam's companions. Who were they? Well, Bilal, great question. You're really getting into this, aren't you? One was Abu Hamza Famali. He wrote a beautiful dua that we sometimes read in Ramadan. Another was Kumail. This is the man that Imam Ali alayhi salam gave dua Kumail to as a gift. And we read it every Thursday nights. Well, we should read it every Thursday nights.
Story time! The governor of Medina was a man named Hisham bin Ismail, and he was very, very rude to Imam Sajjad. One day, Hisham got sacked as the governor. He was chained outside, and people from the city were called to do whatever they liked to him, hit him, etc. Imam Sajjad alayhi salam was told, "What should we do to Hisham? He's the man that used to be bad to you." Imam alayhi salam replied, "Tell him, if you are hungry, I will give you food and drinks, and if you owe anyone any money, I will pay them the money." Look at his kindness. We hold anger towards people we don't like, not our Imam. Imam Sajjad alayhi salam used to mourn the death of his dad, Imam Hussein alayhi salam, a lot. If you would see a sheep being slaughtered, he would say to the butcher, "Oh butcher, did you give the sheep water before you killed it?" "Yes, Imam alayhi salam, all creatures of Allah deserve water before they die." "Well, they did not give my dad water before they killed him. Imam was poisoned by the governor, Walid." Imam Baqir alayhi salam, Imam Sajjad's son, said, "I went to my dad when he was poisoned, and the pain was so bad. I went to hug him and he was crying so much like I'd never seen before. I said to him, 'Why are you crying? You are going to be in heaven soon. You will see Prophet Muhammad, Imam Ali, Imam Hassan. You will see your dad, Imam Hussein.' My dad said to me, 'Oh son, whilst I am dying, you are hugging my chest. But do you know who was on my dad's chest when he was dying?' Imam passed away on the 25th of Muharram. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un."
Oh, Bilal, that was so sad. Bilal, when you get ill or if any of your family members become ill and you don't know what to do, pray to Allah asking for the sake of Imam Sajjad, who was ill in Karbala too, and he'll help cure that person. I will, Ruqayya. I learned so much. I'm so glad I sacrificed my device time to watch this with you. Let's watch more. Bilal, it's getting late. We'll watch another episode tomorrow. Let's go to sleep. We've got school tomorrow. Okay, good night. Kadafis, Bilal. Bilal, we nearly forgot. The activity in the planner. Oh yeah, Ruqayya, I have my planner with me. What page are we on? Let's have a look. Page 226 is the activity for Imam Sajjad. What does it say? Let's see. Draw a giant opened up book on the top left-hand page and write Sahifa Sajjadiyya in bubble writing. Go online or use the actual Sahifa Sajjadiyya if you have a copy at home and write a list of 6 dua names and the dua number of a dua that you can recite when ill, when sad, when you see the crescent moon, and for your parents, and your favorite dua that you like. Color and decorate your book. Oh, wow, I can't wait. Let's do it. I've got all my colors and all my markers. Let's get started.